All right, we're ready.
Panda Smart is going to be a game changer. Look at that logo.
Perfect. We're open.
Perfect. I do see that we are able to send a chat. Thanks. Perfect. All right. I think then we can resume. Everyone else joining later, they will catch up with us as we go through the presentation. I do have only about now just under an hour, about 54 minutes into the session. I'd like to have the first in where we do a PowerPoint presentation and then go into a live demo just to go through some of the highlights and new features that we want to basically roll out as the new revised offering. So I'd like to welcome all our existing customers and prospects as well. So the Panda Smart platform is really ideally built for our typical walk-in businesses, especially in the retail sphere. This is to just enable capabilities that stretch beyond just a typical point of sale. We are looking to help businesses grow their following as much as they can actually engage with their customers from time to time. And this basically is what differentiates our point of sale from a typical point of sale system or traditional system, is that it comes fully boosted with a loyalty reward program where businesses are encouraged to motivate customers or incentivize customers to basically return for repeat sales, and also to track some, be able to track some trends and customer patterns that become useful as business insights. And so when you use Panda Smart, you're not just using a transaction facility, but also a community reward building opportunity that comes along within the offering of this platform. So some of the highlights is the revised free loyalty program, where we basically avail different tiers that will encourage users to basically do more business because they see that they get rewards for every transaction, and it builds great campaigns for us to motivate the return visits. And also then we can also see that we have added new vouchers and discounts that each store can choose to participate in these running campaigns, where you can elect a product to push as part of your discount campaign or event-based campaign. Another cool feature coming in is the booking system. I think we've had quite a number of few requests to enable booking, especially for our typical service walk-in businesses, where it is essential for customers to get their booking, get things prepared before time. So we find that throughout the spread of our target audiences, spreading from your car wash, your salons, and your kiosk, especially when we are offering hospitality services, the booking system comes in very handy. So we will demo that a little bit. Then also when it comes to update on the cashier sessions, where now we get great financial report drill downs pertaining to the cashier's activities, and also being able to reconcile at the end of the day and give a good report to where store managers can see their performance and set up different sessions for their teams to manage a more segmented view of their store's performance. Also, then you get your cash book, which is an import that you load your transactions bank statement, and that can be matched to your typical spending so that you can have a good overview cash flow report of your business. Over and above that, we have our financial reports, pending from our P&L statements, and our balance sheets, and also sales transactions details. And for those who are basically registering their car washes, you get to then also track your customers through the loyalty program with a link to multiple vehicles per customer. And you can actually expand this to different use cases over and above a car wash. And also then we have sales rep orders. This is to encourage customer engagement before they get to the tills, where you can get a customer order. So it's similar sense to a booking. However, the sales rep is the one that initiates this, and the booking is initiated by the customer themselves. Then also a good partnership with teamed up with IMIN, who's now providing the point of sale, where our software will be is developed and rolled out within the point of sale hardware. And this we'll look into detail throughout this presentation. Then also we have our multiple payment methods. That's still the case, and nothing really has changed, where we accept cash, card, vouchers, and those loyalty points that we basically activate in our stores. And obviously now, because this is to help you grow your business, we have the multi-store management, where you can have an overview of all your stores on one platform. Great for franchising your operations. So how does this work? Simple steps, really. Firstly, you go on to pandasmart.store, you sign up, create a store. We'll get to review your application and then link your license. Once that is confirmed, you get an invoice or a pro forma. Once accepted, your license will be activated. It remains a very manual intervention because we want to build this relationship. We do understand that a rewards program requires us to share the same ethos in terms of how we want to grow our business, and that's something that we value when we engage our prospects and customers, is to get a better understanding of what their objectives are, especially from a strategic point. What will be their competitive advantage in terms of growing their businesses? After that, you are able to start selling immediately, whether you're using a laptop or desktop, which is basically the first initial price plan offering. Or you can opt for a lease to own rental, where you basically get hardware and it's subsidized for the first 12 months, where you get the license, the Panda Smart license also included in your lease. And then from there on, we are able to track your growth from time to time, and we will be engaging with store owners in terms of participating in the rewards program. I won't go too much detail in the frequently asked questions, but we've summarized some of the questions that we have here, so you can look at that on our landing page. So primarily what's new, we have basically set ourselves apart from any typical point of sale, where we give you also the hardware to complement in terms of your customer experience, and also the look and feel that will encourage and boost confidence within your customer in the retail space. And that includes the iMin Swan 2 Pro, which comes with the printer. See this as a table stand point of sale that sits on your counter, and it has a dual screen for customer viewing and also for the cashier during processing. I won't go through too much of the details there in terms of its spec and offering, but you can go through those bullets there. And then equally so, this is available from the Business Frontier price plan. And optionally, you can also go for the Falcon 2, which offers more mobility, as this is a tablet point of sale with a printing dock. And the dock also works as a charger for the tablet itself. Now, I'm going to go through the pricing. So you get two options, where you have a monthly view, which is basically, especially for the license, the startup, there's a limited discount offering of 20% in advance for annual fee, or you can pay the monthly fee of 800. It gives you a standard 3 license, whereas the Business Frontier, which includes the lease, and at this time, actually, it's only available when you include the hardware point of sale integration, up to 5 user licenses, and you get the rest of the features within the Panda Smart. And then for those custom requests, we are still open for our enterprise solution, where we'll basically, through a consulting, develop it, what needs analysis and what can we offer that are unique to your demands as a bigger enterprise walk-in business. Are there any questions though so far before I jump into the actual demo? Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay, I'm just gonna then jump into the application. So I am using my Microsoft Outlook to log into a store. And because I'm linked to multiple stores, this is the option I will get. And basically this happens when different store managers invite the same user. So they will get a list of the store that they are working in on that day. And once they log in, whatever store with the user permission that has been assigned, that will basically take or override the permissions that you are able to do in that particular store. So for example, if I'm a manager in one store, but in another store I'm a cashier, I will then relinquish my manager rights from the other store, and I will become a cashier in the store, and therefore with limited functionality. And that also goes for if you are a sales rep as well. I do see a hand up from Sipo. Before I go in, Sipo, you're more than welcome to raise your question.
Oh, okay. I just even typed it out actually. I just wanted to understand the license fee better. I see it says that if you're paying for it at annual rate, it's at 800 Rand, and then if you're paying it from a monthly rate, it's at 640. Or am I confusing them? How does that work exactly? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Sipo. Thanks for that question. Sorry, I'm responding while I'm still muted here.
Oh, okay.
So basically, when you look at the price plan, the 800 is the standard fee if you're going to pay a month-to-month service, right? But when you get to secure a whole annual license in advance, you will then benefit from the 20% discount. So the 800 is on a monthly, and then only when you pay 640 is the discount if you pay the annual in advance. So this is just to encourage those long-term commitments to benefit a discount. Does that make sense? Awesome. Right, so I'm gonna go to my demo car wash as a store manager, and I'll just go through. And remember, as a store manager, I'm more of the admin of my own store. I get to see almost everything, including the back end of my store. So I'll see my products, the actual point of sale, sales rep orders. I can manage my sales reps as well, and then store users, vouchers, loyalty program, including customer management. I can see bookings where I'll get booking invites from users, and I will then approve or reschedule when according to my availability. Then also see reports, my cash book in terms of my month-end recon and the financial reports within the system. So this is also then for ease of use, also outlined inside the quick actions shortcut links, where then I can also have the same access. But you will notice that I get a little bit more options to navigate to, including cashier sessions that you might not necessarily see on the menu. But that's just giving you a dual view more than anything. Right, so in the products, I get to see my products display in a grid form. When I add my products, I can do a bulk import. As I do a bulk import, I can download the template, and then the template comes in CSV, complete my listing, and then after that, I can select the file and import through, and it will create my products, or I can add them directly through the app as and when, item by item. And also then I opt if it's text type available, is this a service or a product, and the form will update accordingly. Right, so that's how we add our products, or through the bulk import, or just adding the items individually. Any questions here? I do try to navigate across our chat. So if I do miss the chat, please try to gain my attention here so that I can read your question or comment. Then the point of sale is also a grid-like. You can have images or just a description of your item. And this is the view that a typical cashier will see. Because I am a store admin here, I can access without having a cashier session set up, right? Then I can continue to add products. This is when I'm on a rush. I can also link the item that I'm selling to a customer, a loyalty customer, and also then it shows me if that customer is due any discounts if they were participating in my rewards. As you can see that this is a monthly spend reward where I've set a minimum threshold of spending to say after that spending you qualify for a discount, and that discount percentage I also can set it up as a store manager. This is to encourage bulk purchases or return visits that your customers can basically chase down, and we try to gamify it and make it exciting so that the customer can get a nice customer portal dashboard view of how far they are from getting a loyalty discount or voucher, etc. So this is what will encourage the return customers coming back to your working business. Right, then also we have our sales rep. Here as a sales rep, I can create an order. So say for your typical car wash business, or you are doing a booking system, customer calls, you can create an order. It gives you a total order and it gives you the status, total value of that order, and also it will show you the customer details. And as a store manager, I can edit this information or I can cancel out orders, whereas my own people, I can decide for them not to have these permissions. They can just create only and view only. And based on the user roles they are, I can then qualify what they can actually do in the system. And then that's the total I have of my orders. And if I go back to my point of sale, I can directly load a booking or order that has been done, and it automatically pre-populates on my cashier's view, and I can see if that customer also qualifies, and then I can continue to process the payment. Right, and so that's that for sales orders. I can then also invite sales reps, and this is to promote your sales conversions, to say, I have a team of sales reps that are continuously getting customers, be it from online, you're giving away vouchers and so forth. This is where you create your sales reps. Okay, and remember, all invites and authentication on the application happen via email, but we do keep contact details for where we want to maybe SMS or WhatsApp our customers. I see I've got a question here firstly, I'll start from Sipo, just to understand the add product feature. Can I input the inventory I have purchased and also get a report of inventory on hand? Yes. So as you basically put in your cost, you're going to also put in your price. The evaluation of total inventory on hand will be based on your cost, and then you also see that on your financials in your balance sheet under your assets. Then the follow-up question I have from Katiwe: after bookings are confirmed, can a booking message be sent to the customer? Yes. So I think I'll be going through that shortly. Let me just where we can actually basically log in as a customer, where we are basically creating a booking, and that back and forth communication with pending approval. And once it's approved, and any notes there will be read by the customer after the confirmation is made. And once that, it should show up in our calendars. So I'm just going to go install users, and this will show us all the users we have in store. And it's limited by the number of license seats that you have. Also, I can invite a user. It will first say, send them an email invite, where it will filter all users that have been invited but not yet registered. Once they register, it will move on to the next bucket, which is pending assignments. This is when you assign that user as a cashier, as a rep, or whatever the case is. And once they have assigned, they will show up in your active users, and you will see their contact details or email address. And also you can then assign their role, right? And this, as a store manager, I can manage to make them inactive, active, or delete, depending if there are any transactions linked to them. Right. Now, then followed up by the voucher program. The voucher program basically is to promote, I call them like treasure finds. You create a voucher. There's a code. You can put it on your social media to say, use this code, and this code can be, expire within a period, or it's based on a number of usages, and you can limit those usages. So here I can create my voucher name, call it Easter weekend discount voucher. I select the amount and the value, or is it a percentage that I want to discount? And also then I can also say how many of vouchers I want to generate and when do they expire. Once that, I can generate that voucher. And once it's there, I can copy and share that onto any of my platforms, or directly to a customer and say, I'm giving you this voucher, it's expired on this date, and just to encourage the customer return, coming back and experiencing your wonderful services. Right, then now let's go to the exciting part, which is the loyalty program. So this is something that after quite a few consultations with different customers, we were trying to find the median loyalty programs that actually would make sense to different users at a given different time. So here we have our rewards setting. So in our rewards program, we have the loyalty reward setting bronze, gold, and platinum. And you can see that on bronze, we say for every 8th visit or walk-in purchase, we will give you an item for free. And this is what builds customer loyalty, knowing that they are not just spending, but they're getting rewarded for their spending. And research shows that where customers feel like they are winning on a sale or they're getting a bargain, they tend to return. And you basically will select the item based off your product list. It'll show up here. Which item do you want to give for free after the 8th visit? So you will select that, you give it the price, and on their 8th visit, they get to basically benefit from that. So we don't dictate what product, you as a store owner will do that. Then we have our monthly spend reward discount to say for them to achieve 10% discount, they need to spend a minimum threshold. You set that minimum threshold of 1,000 Rand. That same goes for the 20% platinum. And what does this mean is that these loyalty rewards encourage spending within a given month. The discount is available to spend in the following month and expires at the last day, on the last day of that next month. So for example, I have the month of April to spend a minimum spend of 1,000 Rand. Once I reach that threshold in the month of April, that means in May, I will be liable for a 10% discount on my account, and it'll populate immediately when I go to the cashier to say, for this period, you get 10% spend, and it resets on an annually. So that means once I've spent that discount and the following month I spend less than 1,000, I then revert back to bronze. And then it keeps, it basically makes it a nice activity where rewards can be tracked by the customers. And I'll show you here the view the customer will get. So we'll say, let's share the link. I'm going to copy the link. This link will be SMSed